Hello, everybody. Hello. What's going on? What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing? Welcome to our live stream today. Good to see you all. We got a batwing rattlesnake out to start things off today, which is a pretty snake. His name's Technoblade. He's a good dude. We like Technoblade here. Oh. Hello, everybody. Welcome, everyone. We got a rattlesnake out to start things off today. This is Technoblade. He is our batwing rattlesnake, which is a hybrid between the eastern diamondback and timber rattlesnake, of course. Also known as an epic guy. Currently chilling on top of a trash can, looking handsome. Looking good. Looking good. Do you not have a fear of snakes? No, I do not have a fear of snakes. I quite like snakes, actually. I know, shocking, coming from someone that owns a rattlesnake. Thank you, Share Bear, for the dinos. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Singing the song of his people. He sure is. He sure is. He's looking good. He's looking good, doing well. I think I've seen your YouTube. Heck yeah, Ford. Glad to see it. Glad to see it. Make sure you check it out if you haven't. The question is, do we make anti-venom for it? Yes, there's a anti-venom that covers all U.S. native rattlesnakes and vipers. So these would be covered by that anti-venom. What's your favorite dinosaur? I honestly don't know my dinos too well. Why did you get into venomous keeping? I just like them a lot. I think they're really cool, really neat. I like being able to work with them and teach people about them and learn more about them personally. Hello, I'm a big fan. Well, thank you for your support. Love to see Techno, even if he's cringe sometimes. He is cringe sometimes. It's true. It's very, very, very true. What you doing, bro? Just rattling. Thank you for chilling out. We don't need to rattle so loudly, okay? You don't need to blast everyone's eardrums. There's no need for that. There's no need. Do you like snakes or lizards more? Probably snakes. I've always kind of been a snake guy. Always been a snake guy. There was a period where I really got into lizards for a little bit, but I ended up coming back around to snakes, and I think I still like them better. I do like my lizards, though. Are there any other Australian snake species available in the U.S. currently? The only ones that are in the U.S. are a couple types of death adder, inland and coastal taipans, and the Colette's snake. I think that's actually it. There are one or two places, like I think there's a venom lab or two that are working with like eastern browns and maybe king browns also, but that's it. There are a couple of private institutions that have a couple of others, like red-bellied black snakes and tiger snakes. But as far as in private hands, there aren't too many. Thank you, Ashley Fuller, for subbing. I appreciate that. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Ashley, for sub. Have you ever been bit? Any dry bites? I've never been envenomated by a venomous snake. I've received hundreds and hundreds of non-venomous bites, but I tend to be quite cautious around my venomous snakes. Cool. Recently got into king browns, and they're incredible. Just never seen anybody with others. Yeah, in the U.S., so it's technically possible to get a king brown if it's a New Guinea king brown, a PNG king brown. That's technically possible. There aren't any Australia locale king browns anywhere, but it is technically possible to get a one from New Guinea. You don't have a batwing at work? I'll have to ask her why. It's an anti-venom company. Well, the batwing is a hybrid, so maybe that's why. Hey, Joey. Hey, H-Dubs. Good to see you. Aren't the pygmies more relevant in the U.S.? The pygmies? What, like the pygmy mulgas, you mean? Is that what you mean? The pygmy mulga from PNG can be found in a couple of collections in the U.S., if that's what you're talking about. But they're PNG pygmy mulgas or pygmy king browns. What's your favorite snake you own and your favorite to handle? Probably my red-headed crate. Just honestly, one of my favorite snakes on the planet. Super awesome snake, super relaxed and easy to work with, which is nice. Always nice when you have a snake that can kill the crap out of you that doesn't act like it. Are you going to bring any of the king cobras? We have one king cobra that we're going to be feeding today during the feeding stream. Do you have a desert horned viper? Yes, I have a pair of desert horned vipers, actually. I have two. Thank you, Jen Long, for extending out your sub. I appreciate it. Do you have a Burmese python? I do have one Burmese python, yes. I've had him since I was in high school. And a black mamba? No, I don't currently have a black mamba. Were you the one that got bit? No, Donald, that was not me. Did someone recently get bit? My parents will let me get a snake. Any advice? I would just try and form a document, write things down, explain why you should have a pet snake and how that it's a good idea. You have to convince them from a logical standpoint. Any venomous snakes you don't have? Yes, there are plenty that I don't have, I promise. She worries about hybrids because somebody has to figure out all the damn venom proteins for the new type. Yeah, I mean, that's not a problem when it comes to polyvalent. So like the American antivenoms, like Crofab, they cover all the American vipers. So a hybrid between the two would still be covered without too much issue. What snake do you fear? I don't fear any snakes. I'm cautious with some. Cautious with all my venomous snakes, but more cautious with others. But I'm not afraid of any of my snakes or any snakes in general. Is Steve coming out today? He'll probably come out later on in the stream. Yeah, what makes the rattling sound in the tail? That's their rattle. That's the rattle that makes that rattling sound. Believe it or not, it's that thing right at the end of their tail there. How'd you start working with venomous reptiles? I used to catch them growing up in Florida, and I just eventually got into working with them in captivity. What's your favorite viper? Honestly, I don't know. I really like the Malcolm's pit viper and a couple of the other ones. And thank you, Stephanie, for the one gifted membership on YouTube. I appreciate that. Thank you, Stephanie. Congrats to the lucky winner. Isn't the rattle hollow? Yes, the rattle is hollow. It's basically a hollow capsule of interconnecting segments that rub up against each other to create that sound you hear when they rattle. That's kind of how their rattle works. Do you have any European adders? Work with them because they're like the only venomous snakes we have in Ukraine. I have a European long-nosed adder or nose-horned adder. That's the only of the European adders that I have currently. I did work with an Armenian adder for a little bit though. You know anything about nose-horned vipers? Yep, I have one actually. That's funny. Got two different questions about that on different platforms at the same time. Can I see the Insularis? Maybe we'll take out the blue Insularis at some point today, perhaps. We'll see. We'll see about that. What's the best snake to catch in Southwest Florida? You've got so many. I mean, there's so many cool snakes in Southern Florida to catch. I always liked catching black racers growing up in South Florida because of how fast they are. Will you take it out today? Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Can we see Steve? We're probably going to take out Steve later on today. It's an Eastern Diamondback, right? Close. It's half Eastern Diamondback and half timber rattlesnake. It's a hybrid between the two. So it is half Diamondback. Where do you think you're going, sir? Sir, why is he trying to disappear on us? Why would he do that? Why would he do that, guys? I don't know what he's thinking. Kind of cringe. How are you? I'm good. Thank you for asking. I got a 10-hour drive tomorrow and another 10-hour drive the next day, so that's pretty cool. What's the most dangerous snake you have? In terms of danger to actually handle, I'd say probably my coastal type hands. Waiting for these ideas to be produced from a friend. Yeah, that'll be good. That's one you don't see too much. Did Steve hurt himself yesterday? No, Steve is perfectly fine. Don't you worry about that. Would you like to get a Bushmaster sometime? Yes, I do want to get a Bushmaster at some point here. Have you ever been bit by a dangerous snake? No, never been bit by a venomous snake, and hopefully we can keep it that way. We'll have to see if that is doable. How's Crady? She's doing good. We actually soaked her yesterday to finish up with her shed. the second soak we gave her this week to make sure she got through shedding all good, and I think she's good. So if you were watching towards the beginning of the stream yesterday, you'll have seen her briefly. Do you have a Gaboon Viper? Yes, I do have one Gaboon Viper. Reptile collection is very impressive. I love reptiles. We can never have that many. Thank you. I appreciate it. Definitely is a lot of work. Definitely is a lot of work and a lot of money to keep this many animals, especially when they're venomous. When you're dealing with venomous reptiles, the amount of work increases, or at least the time to complete the amount of work increases, if not the amount of work itself. The time certainly does increase because you have to be more careful with everything. There are more steps to safely do maintenance and things like that. Any aquatic snakes that you have? I don't have any aquatic snakes right now. Maybe in the future, that's something we'll look at doing. But I do not keep any of the aquatic snakes at the moment. Thank you, Flea, for the dinos. Hey, Bradley, good to see you today. Do you have a spitting cobra? I know those things are hard to take care of. I have one. It's technically a false spitting cobra. It's called a ringcalls. It's from Africa. That is the only spitting snake that I have. And he is a big pain in the butt. What's your favorite out of the black, white, or peach throat monitor? What do you mean by black or, oh, you mean like black throat and white throat? I would definitely go for black throat or white throat. I'm not a big fan of the peach throats. They're a little more skittish and stuff. Personally, I'd probably go for a white throat because they don't get absolutely massive like a black throat. So I've looked into monitors and I've been very interested in either getting an Argus or one of the tree monitors. For the Argus monitors do have a little attitude. Yes, Argus monitors have big attitude, for sure. These tree monitors are cool, super beautiful, a little bit skittish, but if you work with them enough, you can get them to do well. You may hope you're well. How are the Ekis doing? The saw-skilled vipers are doing well. They've both eaten multiple times, so they're getting settled in, which is good. They're definitely both on the skinny side, but we're getting some food in them, and they're doing well. Easter Diamondback almost unalive my best friend a year ago. Yeah, definitely one of the worst bites to get for a human or a pet. Definitely don't want to get bit by an Easter Diamondback. They have a very large venom yield, in addition to, you know, having pretty bad venom for an American snake. So definitely one of the worst bites you can get here in the US. Like the one with the orange head, I think is stunning, but I could not have snakes myself. I fear them. Well, I'm glad that we can help out with you getting over your fear. I'm glad that you like the red-headed crate. She is definitely a pretty snake for sure, and a special one. Just incredibly cool to see you giving these incredible creatures such good lives. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. As long as the weather is good tomorrow, I'm going to try to go to Hamburg this weekend. Nice. I will be there for a couple hours. I'm not going to stay very long because I am going to be driving back on Saturday, and it's a 10-hour drive. But I'll probably be there till around noon or so on Saturday. Hey, Joey, are adult mice tails okay for neonate arboreal vipers? Like baby installations that are bred by me? Yeah, tails are okay. I would personally, I would do legs, or if they can fit, I would do pinky heads, extra small pinky heads. Definitely, if they can take heads, I would go for heads. If not, then I'd probably go for like the leg quarter rather than solid tail. It's just a little bit more nutritious, and there's a little bit of extra meat on the leg, if that makes any sense. Do they try to choke you? No, they do not try to choke me. So I was only planning on staying a few hours and pick up 1 or 2 snakes depending on what's there. Yeah, who knows? Maybe they'll have some cool stuff. I'm not planning on getting anything at the show this weekend, but I wasn't planning on getting anything at the last show, and I ended up getting a pair of saw-skilled vipers. So you never know what you're going to find. Does Techno only rattle for certain reasons, or just whenever he wants? He kind of just does it whenever he wants. Usually it's a sign of him being annoyed or pissed off, though. It's a defensive mechanism. So if I move around too much, then he may do that. This isn't stress snakes, does it? That's just a simple question. The snake looks stressed. Anytime you mess with the snake in any capacity, it's going to inflict some amount of stress level on it, but he's not overtly stressed right now. He's just kind of moving around. Which is deadly between the Malayan and blue crate or the boom slang? Also, is the mini banded crate and common crate more deadly than the boom slang? Venom differences. Thanks. So the crates are going to be the crates and boom slangs are going to have very comparable venom in terms of toxicity. The venom does different things, but the toxicity is going to be very similar from like a lethal dose 50 scale. I would much rather get bit by a boom slang though, because you're going to have a lot more time to get help. Crate venom is way more fast acting than boom slang venom. Hey Scooter, how's it going? Do you have to have a special permit to possess venomous snakes, or can I just buy one? You usually have to have a permit. Depends on what state you live in. It's entirely state dependent. Live feeders are frozen. We do frozen for 90% of our stuff. The exhibitor you got the Eggis from, love a ton of cobras. Hamburg, he sent me his current list. Nice. Very, very nice. Maybe he'll have a cool Cape Cobra. That's one of the few things I would just simply get if they have, is if there's a really, really pretty Cape Cobra. There was a solid black one that came up for sale last year, and I was really sad when I wasn't able to get it because someone sniped it before me. It's tragic. Would have been awesome. Could have given him a name like Albert or something. It would have been so good. I remember seeing a video where someone removed the fangs out of their venomous snakes. Yeah, that's not good. We don't like doing that. That's kind of like declawing a cat. It's just not really, it's not good. It's not good for the animal. He actually has a few Cape Cobras available. Yeah, I figured he did. I remember him having a couple of ugly ones at the last show, but I'm very picky about them. If I'm getting a Cape Cobra, it's going to be a really, really pretty one. There were a couple that were available last year that I wanted. Chandler sniped a couple that I wanted, and then I don't know who got the solid black one that I wanted. Truly tragic. Blue crate is more deadly. Might have been saying has a harder time injecting the venom as its rear fang snake. Yeah, the crates are way more deadly in terms of the amount of fatalities they cause. Crates kill a lot of people on a yearly basis, whereas boom slings really don't. But I would disagree with them having a much harder time injecting venom. People don't realize how large and how forward the rear fangs on a boom sling are. They're able to open their mouth quite wide, and those rear fangs come to the forward of their mouth pretty good. They're not super tiny and super far in the back of their mouth, like with like a hognose or a garter snake or something like that. If you get a solid bite from a boom sling, you're gonna get envenomated, and it's gonna be a really bad time because of how bad their venom is. It seems way overpriced on his jumpers. Yeah, I've got a friend breeding jumping vipers, so if I were gonna get any, I would probably grab them from him. Anyways, are garter snakes good? They can be. They can be a little bit of annoying to keep when they're babies because of their diet in the wild. A lot of people end up feeding them like chopped bits of fish and things like that, which is a bit of a pain when it comes to a lot of people keeping captive snakes. But you know, it's an option if you know what you're doing. They're not hard to do. Not too bad. So where are you going, buddy? What's he doing, guys? What's he doing? What are you doing, bud? Okay, I'm sorry. Can I put you back? Can I just do this real quick? Thank you. That's all I wanted. That's it. I'm gonna sit down again. You can shut up, please. You can, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, he's mad. Slightly disgruntled, I would say. Slightly disgruntled. What's your girlfriend think about your hobby? She's all right with it. I mean, she gets a little nervous when I handle some of my more dangerous stuff like the coastal taipans and whatnot, but she's next door right now in her reptile room, so she's not too worried about it. I'm Joey, but how is Wally? But he's getting huge. He's doing well. He's doing well. We've decided to let him run free this weekend when I get back from the Reptile Expo. Plan was to let him out yesterday, but it just got too cold out. It's like in the 20s and 30s yesterday and the next couple days. So we decided to keep him indoors until this weekend, and then we're going to let him out for good. And then by the next time it gets too cold out, we'll have some kind of heated shelter for him. So he'll be good out there, but the fence is all done. Do you have any coral snakes? I don't have any coral snakes right now. I'd love to get one or multiple in the future. Living vicariously through you when it comes to owning snakes. Love the streams and content. Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. Glad that I could be of assistance. As for a snake, I think I'll get a false water cobra as a pet in the future. They do make really good pets. False water cobras are pretty epic. They get big, they're intelligent, they're fun to handle. Definitely a top tier reptile. The wind chill is in the negatives here in Illinois. Yeah, that sounds awful. I can't wait to go to Illinois in March and be literally freezing. It's going to be wonderful. Good evening, all. Good to see you. Good to see you. Do you have any frogs or toads? My girlfriend does. My girlfriend has probably, I don't know, she's got a ton of frogs and toads. Her fire belly toads have been breeding, so she's got a bunch of babies right now. What did South Carolina decide to do about the guy getting bit by the taipan? Did they implement a stupid law? They just put up a new law, a new bill that they're trying to pass. So we're going to have to try and fight it down pretty much. We're going to have to try and fight that bill off. Hopefully we're able to do it. Heard they're not producing antivenom anymore. Would that be a good business to invest in? They're definitely still doing antivenom. Unless you're talking about coral snake antivenom, they stopped production for a little while and then they started back up. I don't know if they're still doing it now or not, but there's enough antivenom hanging around for a little while at least, and the bites aren't super common. It's not really worthwhile from a business point of view. It's not really a worthwhile venture. You brought home a Cape Cobra from the expo and it was as goofy as Steve. It would immediately be my favorite. Valid. Any species you'd recommend people to work with before they jump into venomous snakes? It depends on what you're looking at jumping into. Definitely depends on what you're looking at. What kind of like venomous stuff you want to work with in the future. The behaviors of snakes are very different. So just getting like a random rear fang snake isn't going to do much unless it's a similarly behaving venomous snake, if that makes any sense. Would you be willing to move again to Texas if South Carolina passes the venomous snake law? It's an option. It probably wouldn't be for at least a couple of years, but it's on the table. What do you think? Why is boomslang venom so bad for us mammals if it has evolved to kill reptiles? I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. Boomslang venom is very unique with how it acts on the human body. It's one of those things that I don't understand. I don't know if people have done enough studies on it to fully understand why it reacts like that. But boomslang venom is very strange. It's very slow acting, but very deadly to humans. It's kind of just weird from an outside perspective. Kind of just a weird thing, to be honest. Where's Steve? He's behind me, currently a few feet behind me. We'll probably take him out in a little bit here. If it passes, how would it affect your current collection? It wouldn't affect my current collection. It would just mean that I can't get anything new, basically. It would mean that I can't do anything new. What do your neighbors think of having you next to them? They don't know anything about who I am or what animals I keep. How's the pissed off cinnamon roll doing these days? He's doing good. Still being a royal pain in the ass. I love your cottonhead snake. Have you ever kept pure copperheads? They're beautiful. I've not ever kept a pure copperhead. I do like them though. I would consider getting one. Sarah, my girlfriend, likes them a lot. We love Steve. Good. You better love Steve. Hey Claire, good to see you. I'm going to go to the All-American Reptile and Plant Expo this April in Charlotte. I'll hope I find an Argus there. When in April is that? I'll probably in Charlotte. Maybe I'll go check that one out. April is one of my months where I don't have a lot of plans. So maybe I'll drive up to Charlotte. It's only a couple hours away for that. Just trolling here. But oh God, there's some fighting happening in the comments. Oh no. Where do you buy vision cages? You can get them at, I think it's just Vision Products. Just look up Vision Products and it should come up on Google. How's your aquatic snake doing? I don't have any aquatic snakes. You must be thinking about someone else, but I don't currently keep any aquatic species. Have you ever had neighbors complain about living next to deadly snakes? No, I don't tell them about that. What happens on my property is my business. If they want to know because they're interested, I will let them know, but I'm not gonna, tell them something that might instill fear in them for no reason. Do you have any blue insularis? One of my favorite snakes. Yes, I do have a blue insularis that I've had for a few years. What are some of the reptile expos you're going to in 2025? I'm going to the Hamburg, Morgantown, Pennsylvania Reptile Expo this weekend. I'll probably end up going to that All American Reptile Expo in Charlotte in April. I'll be going to NARBC Tinley Park in Illinois in March. I'll be going to the Daytona Reptile Expo in Daytona Beach, Florida in August. And I may go to the Dallas NARBC later on in the year. I think that's in September, maybe. And then I'll probably be doing Animal Con in October also, which is going to be up in Detroit. So I'll be making my way around the eastern half of the US a little bit here this year. What about a few species of snakes? I think I'd probably lean towards getting a species of rattlesnake as my first venomous snake. So what snakes would you say to work with first? So you're going to want something with a somewhat heavy body that coils up a lot. Something that can be aggro. I would say a boega, one of the cat snakes, like a mangrove snake, would be a decent shout. The only problem with them is they're going to be a lot easier to hook than a rattlesnake because they're arboreal. But their other mannerisms, like their defensive mannerisms, are going to be somewhat similar. So that I would say that's a decent option. Plus they're rear fanged also, so maybe it can instill a little bit of that safety, kind of the safety features. Your collab with Chandler was fantastic, by the way. Thanks, I appreciate it. Hey Joey, fun question. Which snake do you think is the most like your personality, and which snake is the most similar to your girlfriend's personality? Ooh, I would say my girlfriend is most closely to my redheaded crate because she just acts like she's the queen and beautiful and stuff and relaxed and chill. And I'm probably more like Steve. Sometimes I'm pissed off and get annoyed, but I'm adorable and very handsome. So I would say that. I live near Hamburg. I didn't realize there was an expo. Yes, it's in Morgantown, Pennsylvania now. They moved it from Hamburg, but it's probably only about an hour away. And it's this weekend. I'll be there Saturday morning from like 9 to 12. Any good expos in Washington? Not sure, to be honest with you. Not sure about that. Do they make an anti-venom that works for all snakes or close? No, they're trying to work on one. There's some promise with, I know they made some kind of breakthrough on a global anti-venom for elapids, but venoms are so different that there's a lot of work to be done and a lot of research before we come close to having anything like that, if it's even doable. Our Argus is something that will likely be at the expo. Usually at most of the big expos, you'll see a couple of them. Like you'll see one or two, or like one person that has a few of them that they've bred. They're not one of the common monitors, but you'll at a big expo you have decent chances of finding one, I would say. Sometimes you'll see a few of them. It just depends on how lucky you get and what expo. I always look at them because I have Raptor, so anytime I see a baby Argus monitor, it reminds me of when I first got mine. So I always make sure I look at them and say, hey. You have to buy tickets ahead of time to get in, or can you pay at the door? You can pay at the door for all of these reptile expos that I've mentioned. You can pay at the door, I think. I know Repticons you have to pay online, but I think all of the ones that I said are usually cash at the door, or some of them card. The Hamburg Morgantown show, I'm pretty sure, is only cash at the door. Let's see here. Is that a batwing or a timber? It's a batwing, so the hybrid between the timber and Easter Diamondback. That is a good ID. Buy a venomous snake at a show. Are you able to transport the snake on an airline? If I buy it at a show, most of the shows I go to, I drive to, so I just transport them myself in a like a temperature container, like a styrofoam container. It looks a little clearer today. New phone. No, maybe it's because I have a little bit better lighting. It's still the old phone, unfortunately. I haven't purchased another new phone yet. It's going to be physically painful, but that's okay. That's okay. Maybe I'll get the S25 Ultra that just dropped. Let me just waste $1,500. PO box. I'm setting that up tomorrow on my way down to, or on my way up to Pennsylvania. I'm stopping. I found my home lease. I found my whole folder from the my home closing earlier today. So I'm going to stop on my way out of town tomorrow morning when I'm heading up to Pennsylvania. So that'll be good to go this weekend. I'll let y'all know when that's good. I really hope to go to a reptile expo this year in September. There's another near me in April. Nice. Yeah, it's fun. It's always a good time. I like to go to a bunch of them, say hi to everybody and see some cool animals. Every once in a while, I'll bring a couple of them home with me. Do you have any cobras? Yes, I have a handful. I've got a spectacled cobra, a banded snouted cobra, a leucistic monocle cobra, and then I have some cobra adjacents. I've got a king cobra, a ring calls, and some coral cobras. So they're not too bad. And an old S8 with a great camera. Unfortunately, the camera you're seeing right now on YouTube is my S21 Ultra, and it's for some reason just not doing great with live streaming. Maybe the phone's just messed up, and I don't have to spend an absurd amount of money on a new phone. It's just the S24 Ultra that I'm using for TikTok right now looks so much better in my opinion. Has anyone heard of the albino rattlesnake loophole in California? I have not heard anything about that. I don't know California law too well. Any good expos in Florida? Yeah, the Daytona Expo in August. I'll be at that one, Clemente. I always go to that one because it's one of the biggest ones in the country. Most venomous snake you have? Definitely baggage claim my inland taipan. He's a pretty cool guy. We like baggage claim here. S22 Ultra is great for streaming. I use mine a lot. Maybe I'll just get one of those then. Get one secondhand for a few hundred and save myself some money. Out of the false cobras, I love the ring calls. Yeah, the ring calls, they can come in a lot of really cool different colors. So, I mean, I've seen them solid black, and mine, obviously, I have a really pretty one with the like beige, orange, and black striping, kind of like a tiger. It's pretty nice. The way you handle the situation with the taipan was incredibly mature, was what you rightfully could have said. I tried to hold myself back a little bit, but some things had to be said, of course. Answer, please. I did not see your first question. Oh, do you have Yarara? I don't know what that is, unfortunately. What do you mean by Yarara? The only thing similar to that I can think of is Jaracara. Is that what you mean? Which is another name for one of the Brazilian lanceheads, one of the lancehead species found in Brazil. Is that what you're talking about? That's the only thing similar to what you said that I can think of. It's a diamondback rattlesnake. Close. It's half diamondback and half timber rattlesnake. It's a hybrid called a batwing rattlesnake. Is the next snake up? Is it Steve? We're gonna take something out before we take Steve out. We're going to take a new snake out probably in about 5 inches, or 5 inches. No, that's way too long. In around 5 minutes, that's better. Around 5 minutes, we're going to take out a new snake here probably. Techno's been pretty good though, honestly. You have a Sawscale Viper, right? Yes, I have a pair of them that I recently got. I have a pair of them, Ember and an egg. We did say Ember was possibly going to come out. Maybe we can do that. Maybe we'll take out Ember, the Gila monster, and I can give her a little egg or something like that. I love your channel. So glad I scrolled to here. Well, thank you for your support. I appreciate it. You hear about the cat-eyed snake that came in on bananas? Are they venomous? Yeah, I did hear about that. Yeah, they are technically venomous, but they're mild. They're rear fang mildly venomous. It's not something that's that anybody should be worried about. The worst a bite from one of them is going to do is going to be a headache for the most part. Snake from Argentina called Yarara. I'm not familiar with that. I don't know. Do you have another name for that? If you look up Yarara, if there's another English name for that, or if you look up the Latin or scientific name, then I can tell you. I've never heard that local name though that you're using. We need names for the saw scales. I'm still voting for Dr. Phil and Robin McSaw. That's an option, I would say. That's an option. Have you been bit? I've never been bit by a venomous snake, no. Please bring out Ember. She's my favorite. Okay. You like eyelash vipers or emerald tree boa colors more? I like eyelash vipers. I like how they come in a bunch of different colorations and stuff. That's always neat when you have a snake species that can come in, a dozen different color schemes and whatnot. Do you have any Australian snakes? I live in Australia and catch snakes here all the time. Yes, I have a few. It's Bothrops alternatus. Oh, yes. So Bothrops alternatus, those are the Arutu lanceheads, which I do have a pair of to answer your question. Thanks for the info. But yes, Space Mariachi, I do have two of them if it's Bothrops alternatus. So, but thank you for the update. Hey, Chris, good to see you. I think the Christmas tree eyelash viper is pretty. They definitely can be. They definitely can be. But yeah, to answer your question, Greg, we do have some Australian snakes. I have coastal taipans, an inland taipan, and a death adder. Those are the only Australian species that I currently have. I believe he's referring to the Amazonian poop snake, mayhaps. That sounds about right, John Hubbard. How do you get interested in these snakes, especially venomous snakes? I just really, really like them. I just really, really like them. I've always been interested in snakes growing up and eventually moved to venomous. Yarara is a local name for the Jaracara in Argentina. See, that's what I guessed. That's what I guessed, man. That's what I guessed. I knew it. I knew it. It was the only thing I could think of that was similar, to be honest. So, not a bad guess. Not a bad guess. Sorry, trying to catch up with some of these questions here. Baltharp's Mujinai is one of my faves. Nice. We do have a Mujinai here. It's pretty neat. He tries to kill me all the time, or she tries to kill me. If you open a PO box, would you be okay with somebody sending gifts to you and your girlfriend, like snake plushies or snake earrings? Yeah, that would be fine. I already technically own a PO box. It's just not open yet because when I went to open it in person, they denied me. They said, "Sorry, I know you're paying for it, and I know online it said that this ID would be valid, but we're going to need an in-person copy of your home lease." And I was like, "Oh, I can't just show you my mortgage statement online." And they're like, "No." I was like, "Oh, okay, wonderful." So, but yeah, the PO box should be open. I'm trying to do it tomorrow morning. I found my home contract. I found my whole folder with all my home closing information on it. So I should be able to actually finally get it open tomorrow morning when I'm leaving town for Pennsylvania. They can do that. They did it. They did it. They literally did it. Maybe we should one day get a frill dragon. They're neat. They're funny, funny animals. Do you have a copperhead or a water moccasin? Can they be found in Wisconsin? Water moccasins cannot be found in Wisconsin. Copperheads might be able to be found in Wisconsin. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you, but water moccasins cannot be found in Wisconsin. I don't have either, but I do have a hybrid between the two, funnily enough. I have a hybrid of the two. So Joey, how would you recommend taming down a new baby Argus? Because that's what I'm aiming for, or Argus in general. They just take a lot of time. When it gets big enough, I'd let it free roam. If you have it in like a bedroom or something, make sure it can't get under anything or into anything, and like make the room escape proof and let it free roam and don't like overwhelm it. Just kind of get it used to your presence. The more you get it used to your presence, the more it'll learn that you're not something it has to be afraid of. And then it'll start building trust with you. Tiger snakes are so much fun, beautiful colors too. I wish I could get some. I wish I could get some. Do you recommend building enclosures or buying them? I have no skill at all when it comes to stuff like that, so I just personally buy them. But if you're good at making stuff, then there's nothing wrong with building your own. Are baby snakes good starters? I've noticed they're cheaper. Definitely cheaper to buy babies, but it can be a little bit more annoying getting them to feed and stuff. If you're getting a baby snake, just make sure it's not like super fresh baby, I'd recommend getting something that's, 6 months to a year old, if you're new to snakes. I pet a reptile shell, I asked permission and the vendor said yes. Nice. Very, very nice. I bet a person has to go through all kinds of glassing and get some credentials for this stuff. It depends on what state you live in. A lot of states require permits or, experience hours, things like that. It just depends on what state you live in. I found it, Bothrops alternatus. Yes, I do have a pair of those, Space Mariachi. The English common name that we use is the Urutu here in America. They're pretty cool. I have a pair of them. I like them. I like them. They're one of the smaller lance heads, so that's neat. All right, we're going to get out. I think we're going to go ahead and get out Ember here, guys, our Gila monster. We're going to feed her an egg today. We'll see if she actually is interested in eating the egg at all. Hopefully she is. That'd be ideal. That would be ideal. So let's go ahead. We're going to put Technoblade away here. Let's see how... Okay. Come on. Come on. Come on. All right, buddy. So we're gonna go ahead and put this guy away here. You did pretty good today. I'm gonna mute you in a second. All I have to do is hold your rattle, and you can't rattle, buddy. This one simple trick to shut your rattlesnake up. You simply hold their rattle still. All right, so we're putting him away in his enclosure here. There you go, bud. He's being good today, though, so that's nice. Stop. He's just wiggling it. He's not actually rattling. All right, there we go. So he is done. All right, I'm gonna quickly go grab an egg, and we're gonna feed Ember, our Gila monster, an egg, guys. So that should be fun. Let's do that real quick. So I'll be back in about 30 seconds with an egg, and we're gonna take out our Gila monster, Ember, and we're gonna feed her an egg.
Third egg.
Thank you for the egg. I need a plate of some sort also. All right, I am back. And we're gonna get out Ember and feed her an egg, guys. So we're gonna put this right here, that right there. Turn this light off for now. All right, so let's go ahead and do this, and we'll readjust as we need to here. So we're getting out our Gila monster. This is the one venomous lizard that is found in the United States. There's only one venomous lizard found in the US, and that is what we are currently getting out. We'll see how hungry she is. All right. All right. So, this is Ember, our Gila monster. She's a silly lady. We're going to be feeding her an egg. Hopefully, she will eat it. That would be good. That's the goal. She's just a little lizard. A little venomous lizard, that's all. Don't get mad at me. There you go. Would you like some egg? Would you like an egg, perhaps? Perchance? An egg for a lizard? You ever seen a lizard eat an egg before? Well, you're about to, hopefully. You're about to. Let's give her a little helping hand here. Don't get mad at me. I said don't get mad at me, and what do? You get mad at me. Sorry. I'm sorry, okay? I apologize. Unbelievable. All right. Let's help her out here. Don't do that. Egg, look, egg. Egg. Get it. Get it. Get the egg, silly. Yes, lick it. Lick it, lick it up. Oh, she found it. She found it. There you go. There you go. There she goes. So this is Ember, our beautiful Gila monster, the only venomous lizard in the United States. She's a pretty lady, though. She looks kind of ugly right now because she's got a bunch of like gravelly dust on her and stuff, but she's pretty. What are you doing? The egg is in front of you, not down there. It's not down there, Goofy. What are you doing? What are you doing? What if I do this? Look at that. Look at that yolk. Look at that yolk. Grab it. Grab that yolk. Grab the yolk. It's right there. Grab it. Grab the yolk. Come on. How venomous is it? Generally, they don't kill you. The bite is generally not considered to be fatal. but they are known for being extremely painful. Extremely painful. Our question, if you ever need a good supply of eggs, I just ask. I raise chickens and I've been showing them for 8 years and get you a lot of different things. Great way to constantly feed. Well, I appreciate it. I'll consider that. There she goes. Come on. There. Yeah. Yeah. Get that egg going, girl. Oh, yeah. Now she's slurping it. Now she's slurping it up. Gila, yes, this is our Gila monster. Are they in the USA? Yes, these are found in the United States. They're found in the southwestern US, so in like the Arizona, Utah kind of range. That little area of the southwest is where these guys can be found. They're pretty awesome. They're protected in the wild, so if you see them in the wild, you can't mess with them at all. Is she your only one, or do you have a pair? She's my only one. She's my only one, and I say she's a sweetheart, but she does get mad at me sometimes, let's be real. She does sometimes get mad at me. Glad I live in the Southeast. No, they're awesome. They're very epic, okay? Very, very cool. Definitely have them in Arizona, but never seen one in the wild. Yeah, you could go your whole life without seeing them. That's for sure. That's for sure. Do they eat eggs in the wild? Yeah, they eat all kinds of stuff in the wild. They're very open to suggestion with prey items. There's a lot of different things they would eat in the wild, eggs included, uh, like quail eggs and things like that out there. They found where I live. Seems more aggro than the ones I've seen in person. Well, that's just because I woke her from her nap. She's not too bad to handle. She's not too bad, to be honest with you. She looks so cute. She is very cute. She's very adorable, let's be real. One of the most adorable animals we have. I'd say Wally's probably number one, though. I don't know. Hard to say. Hard to say. But yeah, Gila monster, there's only been one fatal Gila monster bite in the past century or so. So they're not very commonly deadly to humans. Not at all. Has she ever bit you? No, I've never been bitten by any venomous reptile. I was bit by a venomous centipede when I was a kid, and that fucking hurt. And a couple of spiders too, but that's it. What level license you need to get one? It depends on what state you live in. Some states you don't need anything. A lot of states you actually don't need anything. But some states they're illegal. Some states you need a permit. It just depends on where you live. Also, Raptor is one of the main reasons why I want to get an Argus as well. He's pretty awesome, let's be real. We are feeding him today on the sub-only show and / member-only show. So, by the way, guys, if you're new here, please consider hitting that follow button if you're on TikTok and that sub button on YouTube. Also, if you want to stick around and watch the Venomous Snake feeding stream, we are starting that in around 43 minutes. Thank you, Margaret, for stinging her. Thank you, Emily, for the dinos. But yeah, we're starting that feeding stream in 43 minutes where we feed all of our venomous snakes. It's going to be an awesome stream. We're feeding our King Cobra live on stream. It's going to be awesome. Make sure you check it out. That is a member-only stream on YouTube, and that is a sub-only stream on TikTok, so you do have to become a member or a sub to watch that. Thank you, Margaret, and thank you, Alyssa, for the gifts. I appreciate that. Crowning Ember here. Thank you again for the hat and stash. Is it edible? I would not recommend it. I would not recommend trying to eat a Gila monster. That would not go well for anyone involved. Hello, she smiles while she eats. She seems to be enjoying it. She seems to be enjoying it. I would say she's quite happy right now. Thank you for the kiss, Margaret. Ember appreciates it. Look how adorable she is right now. Kind of hard to see here. Will Ember be with you in Virginia? Ember probably won't be, but we'll have a different Gila monster there. My friend has a Gila monster that we usually use for that show. If he's not bringing his, then I will bring Ember, though. We will have one. Well, we might have. There's actually the museum we're doing it at. I think they have a Gila monster themselves, so maybe we won't actually bring one. I don't know. We'll probably do it. Where are you coming at in Virginia? We're doing an exhibit at the Virginia Living Museum around March 22nd, I think, that weekend. We'll be doing an exhibit there. Thank you, Margaret, for the blowing bubbles. I appreciate it. Your channel is calming and educational, rather stress from work or stress from what is going on in politics. Your channel helps ease the stress. Hope that doesn't sound weird. No, it doesn't sound weird at all. I appreciate your support. It means a lot. Argus monitors do eat a lot, right? Yes, they do. They'll eat as much as you feed them. They're food fiends. Which reptile that you own is the fastest? I'd say either raptor, my monitor lizard, or the coastal taipans. They're crazy quick. Or the boomslings. Those are also kind of insane. Thank you, Paula, for the I love you. Thank you, Alex, for the $2. I appreciate it. Will she eat the shell as well or just the yolk? In the wild, they would eat some of the shell, if not all. But she doesn't usually eat it. I don't usually feed her the shell. I'm just leaving it there. If she wants to give it a nibble, that would be okay. You have a spectacle cobra. That's the species of my childhood plush. Yes, I do. His name is Steve. We're actually probably going to get him out in about 20 minutes. You know that there is one non-venomous elapid? Yes, I did know that. That is a very interesting fact. A very, very interesting fact for sure. What do you usually feed her? Do you waste a lot of money on her food? No, Ember is one of the cheaper reptiles we have to keep. She'll eat an egg and a rodent, pretty much like an egg every once in a while, and whatnot. And we feed her rodents and stuff. So thank you for the mask, Margaret. Does she run fast? No, Gila monsters are not very fast moving. They're not very fast moving reptiles for the most part. They're more slow, methodical movers. She said, excuse me, can I have a napkin? Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to wipe her off afterwards. You can see some yolk on the bottom of her face right there, a little yellow dollop of yolk. Thank you, Georgia, for the hat and stash. Is it Komodo? This is Ember that we have here. It's gonna be expensive if the eggs keep going up in price. That's true. That is true. Thank you, Margaret, for the baby dragon and then egg. Literally looks just like her. Literally looked just like her. That was pretty cool. Thank you so much, Margaret. Can she crack an egg on her own? Yeah, definitely. In the wild. Well, I mean, she wouldn't really come across a chicken egg in the wild, probably, but little quail eggs and stuff from the quail out there, they would be able to crack no problem in the wild. No problem. Thank you for the tiny dinos and roses, Margaret. The reason why eggs are so expensive now is because of the bird flu. I've heard something about that. I did hear something about that. Why does YouTube have a better angle? It's just a slightly more to the right angle. I don't know if it's better. It's just different. It depends on how you feel. You can somewhat train Argus monitors as well, right? I've heard they're very motivated. Yes, you can use food to help train them. They are very food motivated. Is Little Man the smallest animal you have? I think so. Yeah, Little Man's definitely one of the smallest. We have some baby snakes that are pretty small too, though. You have dog-faced snake or a rhino viper? No, I do not have any of those. I have a gaboon viper, but no rhino viper right now. Let me tell you how my day was. Oh no, what happened? Oh no, what happened, Kali? You don't have another baby daddy now too, do you? Oh God, I hope not. Does she like quail eggs? Yes, she does like quail eggs. We've given her some in the past. Thank you, Margaret, for the donut. Little Man might be small, but he's the most scary of all the reptiles you have. Definitely true. Definitely true. Thank you for the jellyfish as well, Margaret. That was pretty cool too. Very cool. Can a subby support you via gift cards to pet stores or your P.O. box? May not be able to do Patreon and can afford much, but hope a gift card to a pet store for supplies may be helpful. Of course. You can say whatever you want in to the P.O. box, guys. Thank you for the whale and the hat and stash as well. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Margaret. Thank you so much. Why is Kali getting out of sorts? I don't know. It's kind of strange. I like the TikTok angle better. I like it. Thank you for the kiss as well. I would never throw shade. Hey, Karen, good to see you today. Good to see you today. Careful, Joey. That's how you find Skeeter near your P.O. box. It's okay. One of my friends already told me they were going to send me gorilla crap, so I'm already expecting heinous things in my P.O. box. It's fine. It's literally fine. Why would you flame Kali like that, Joe? I would never do that. That would be rude and simply rude and uncalled for. I would never say anything like that. She is really slurping away at that egg. She's getting it all over her feet. Why are you doing that? I'm gonna have to wipe everything off. Oh my God. This one's tongue extend to catch prey like a chameleon, or is it just a typical lapping tongue? It's typical. It's kind of set. It's not It's not one of them extendo tongues like a chameleon has. Are the fangs in the back of her mouth? No, so they actually don't really have fangs. They have just grooved teeth on the bottom of their jaw there, their bottom jaw. Under the bottom jaw is where their venom glands are. So that's how they actually inject venom. It comes up through the bottom. Thank you, Margaret, for the roses. And I appreciate it. Just want wait on gifts because I'm working on some good ideas. Oh God, it's going to be horrible. It's going to be terrible. Kind of monitor is Raptor. He's an Argus monitor, an Australian Argus or yellow spotted monitor. They have a couple different names that they go by. Here in Missouri, we got corals, copperheads, and cottonmouths. My choice would be a scarlet snake. Scarlet snakes are cool. They just make horrible, horrible pets, unfortunately. They usually eat lizard eggs, so not a very sustainable food source to keep in captivity. I'm working on some ideas. Please do not. It's a leg snake, pretty much as close as you can get. Hey Joey, what's up, beautiful baby? Hey, how's it going? How's it going? You have Venmo, so you can send when we want to. I do have one. I guess I could possibly add it to my link tree, I suppose. That's a Gila monster, indeed. Her name's Ember. Love your vids, by the way. Thanks. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the support. Do you have a VCR or Betamax player? Why would I have either of those, Skeeter? Why would I have any of those? I'm requesting 200 on Venmo. Oh God, I'm just gonna accidentally send you money. Cindy funnel webs, they're cool. I don't have any. I don't keep any spiders at the moment. Do you used to have an Eastern coral? I kept one very, very briefly. They were very, very cool snakes. Thank you, Karen, for the dinos. She's enjoying the eggs. So I know she's going crazy. She loves her eggs. Gila versus beaded. I have a lot of people that prefer beadeds. I like Gilas though. They stay a little smaller and they're just a very iconic lizard. I really like them. But beadeds are pretty nice. They're pretty tameable and cool lizards. Which species of monitor is Raptor? He's an Argus monitor. How can I care for a little man? I want to buy one. They're fairly easy to care for, actually. Not super different from something like a bearded dragon. But they are going to be a lot more active and skittish generally. Plus, they are pretty strict protein eaters in the wild, unlike bearded dragons where you can feed them a variety of things. Collared lizards will even eat other lizards, believe it or not. He's literally a destroyer of worlds. Thank you, Doc, for the $2. Had to rehome a few of these beauties last year. Sorry you had to rehome them. You sound so smart. Are you an engineer or a science tech? I was a nuclear tech in the Navy for 6 years. Thank you, Margaret, for the umbrella of love. That's another new one. Wow. Very cool. Very cool. Thank you so much, Margaret. And for the money gun. Dang. She's filling out all the gifts. Holy cow. Show us the Bothrops alternatus someday, please. I will. We actually fed him yesterday on stream. Would you ever get Ember a boyfriend? I would buy one of her babies. I would consider it. They're a bit... I don't know much about breeding them. I think you have to cycle them in like cooler temps and stuff. So it's a little bit above my pay grade when it comes to breeding right now. But maybe in the future. Are you ever going to get Eastern brown snakes? I know they're a handful to keep. I would like to. I have a potential line on some coming out of New Guinea, but I'm not 100% sure how doable it's going to be to get my hands on any. Any cool morphs for venomous reptiles? Yeah, there are some. It's generally a lot less common with venomous snakes, except for with Western diamondbacks, there's a bunch of morphs. And with monocled cobras, there's a decent amount. I actually have a leucistic monocled cobra, so a solid white monocled cobra right now. How much money would I be spending on a little man? Thousands, probably. Who knows? What does nuclear tech translate to in the civilian sector? Apparently, it means social media influencer. That's what it translates to. Apparently, that or nuclear tech. One of the two. One of the two. I went social media route instead, though. Can you pick her up? Yeah, I could. I could probably pick her up, but I am somewhat cautious with her. She is venomous, so I'm not trying to get bitten by her. How'd you get a Gila monster? I bought her from a breeder. I paid with money. Should be very careful with Eastern browns, mate. Second deadliest in the world. They immense when you try and handle them, incredibly defensive. Oh, I know, David. Don't you worry. I've already got some coastal taipans that act very similar to that, and I have seen others handling browns myself. Thank you for the goat, Letty. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Are Gila's legal to own an AZ? If you know, no, I think they're illegal in Arizona. I think they're illegal in Arizona, if I'm remembering correctly. I'd love to have a leucistic cobra in the future. They're just beautiful with that pure white. Yeah, I do like that pure solid white. What's the hardest snake to handle? Heard it's Eastern Browns, Black Mambas, and Taipans. Yeah, those are all definitely up there. I would definitely say those are all up there. Tree cobras too would be up there. They're super rare though. Thank you, Letty, for the sparks. I appreciate it. Teach Shelby how to run a nuclear plant for you. I wish. That'd be good. Free energy, except for all of the incredibly expensive startup costs and fuel. I heard them seals on the boat are pretty badass mofos. That's what they say. That is what they say. What lizard is that? A salamander? No, so this is a Gila monster. It's the only venomous lizard in the United States. What's a good beginner venomous reptile? One of these is not bad. Like a beta lizard or a Gila monster isn't too bad, but just make sure you have a lot of experience with other stuff first. Thank you, Margaret, for the fiery dragon. Thank you so much. That was really cool. Thank you so much, Margaret, for the fiery dragon. She's so cute. Yeah, she's pretty adorable. She's slurping up that entire egg, it looks like. What's the hardest snake to look after? That's kind of tough. Probably a sea snake. Probably a sea snake, I would say. And thank you, Margaret, for the dinos and roses as well. Sad news, the passing of Dingo hurt me because I love watching him teaching so many people about snakes. He was a very passionate guy, a very, very down-to-earth, passionate person. It was definitely very sad hearing about that. Very, very sad hearing about that. Impossible to keep captive sea snakes. I think there was a zoo in the US that used to do it. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I do want to say it's been done before. Granted, a zoo or an aquarium would have much bigger facilities than me. I think I missed your Facebook post in the group. How do you like your Crebo? I'm in love with my yellowtail. I love my Crebos. They're pretty awesome. They're pretty awesome. We like them. We like them for sure. Kali, you really jumped over to this platform? Damn, that's crazy. Not 3 open cases. What does that mean? I don't know. I missed something. I missed a few things, it would appear. Which one do your reptiles sleep the most? That, I would say probably her, honestly. Probably Ember here would sleep the most. She's almost always sleeping. They're pretty lazy animals for the most part. What's your favorite? What are your pets? It's okay if you can't choose one. Sorry, I'm not a member. All good, man. I would say probably my favorite's probably my red-headed crate or my Argus monitor. I was looking at getting a Chinese water dragon before I got the bearded dragons, but they were a lot of work and time, and I said I don't have right now. Fair enough. Anything that's aquatic or semi-aquatic is going to be more attention needy. Are sea snakes some of the most venomous snakes in the world? They're up there. They're definitely considered some of the most venomous snakes. Is Ember fully grown? No, not yet. She is not fully grown yet. Do you have any Micrurus? No, I don't have any coral snakes right now. I don't have any coral snakes currently. Do you have tree skinks? My girlfriend has a pair of emerald tree skinks. What has to be the closest reptile you have to a cat? Definitely Raptor, my Argus monitor. He does act very cat-like sometimes. Yep, several sea snakes in aquariums in Australia. Nice. So if I ever have the opportunity to do anything like that, then I would have to, then at least be able to learn some stuff beforehand. I'm not sure if I've seen a video of your first aid setup in case you get bitten. What does it look like? I mean, when it comes to a lot of these snakes, there's not much you can do except for anti-venom in terms of treatment. Like, you're not going to put on a, the only thing that would really help with like supplemental treatment prior to, going to the hospital and being treated with anti-venom or being intubated or anything like that would be like an Australian compression bandage, but that would only be viable with a few snakes. And honestly, the Australian snakes I have are taipans, and they'd probably put me down before I would be able to get a compression bandage on anyways. I haven't been in his live in so long for a while. I got to make up the time lost. It's not necessary. It's not really necessary. You should get some jellyfish or scorpions. I'm not definitely not getting any jellyfish. I have no idea how to keep a jellyfish. I'll be honest with you. And thank you, Skeeter, for the gifted channel membership. Congratulations to the lucky winner. Is this venomous? Yes, it is venomous. It's viable with all of them, mate. Pressure bandage buys you a lot of time to get help. Yeah, only for Australian stuff is what I mean. I have a couple of, I only have, okay, it would be viable with with taipan bites. The problem is with a lot of taipan bites, you literally go dark within a minute or two of getting bit. So to think that I'd be able to properly apply a compression bandage, because if you do it the wrong way, it's not good. If you apply it incorrectly. But I am probably going to get a compression bandage anyways. I don't have one currently, but with most of the other snakes, there's nothing you can do as far as like in-house, in-house remedies or in-house things that'll prolong, the venom affecting you. There's just not a lot you can do when it comes to a snake bite in terms of things like that. The only thing that is a viable thing for the most part is the Australian compression bandage. And like I said, that only works with a handful of snakes. That's not going to work with some of your other stuff. You don't want to restrict flow for a lot of snake bites. Like if you restrict flow with something like a gaboon bite or a lancet bite, you're going to get that entire limb amputated no matter what happens. So that's not something you want to do with a lot of snake bites, whether it be a compression bandage, whether it be a tourniquet. It's not something you want to do with most snake bites. Are there any pet snakes you like that aren't venomous? Yeah, I have a handful of non-venomous snakes. I mean, I have a Burmese python. I have keeled rat snake. I have indigos and crebos and stuff. Would a compression bandage work on a basic rattlesnake bite? No, you don't want to restrict flow with a rattlesnake bite. Best thing you can do is try to steady your heart rate and get to the hospital. That's the best thing you can do with a rattlesnake bite. Are there any pet snakes you like that aren't? I already answered that. What's her name? Her name's Ember. Ember the Gila monster. Ember the Gila monster. She's pretty epic. She's getting soaked with egg right now, so I'm going to have to clean her off because she's getting literally nasty right now. All right, Ember, you got 5 minutes to finish that egg up, and then we're going to get Steve the Cobra out. You got 5 minutes. Rattlesnake bite needs Crofab. Yep, either Crofab or Antivip. Those are the two antivenoms that we use for rattlesnake bites in the US. How many hospitals actually keep antivenom on hand for the snakes? You keep none. The only antivenoms that hospitals keep in the US are native antivenoms. So Crofab or Antivip for American vipers. That's it. A rare few may have some coral snake stock on hand too. I'm kind of obsessed with snakes now because you guys living in the UK, we don't see or hear about anything dangerous, but it's fascinating listening to you guys. Well, glad we can be of assistance, catching your interest in things like that. You want to know who doesn't need to be cleaned? Darnell. Where is he? He's over yonder. He seems to be sleeping right now, so you can chill. You can literally chill. How long have you had her? Around 2 years, maybe. Around 2 years I've had Ember. Favorite snakes are balls and Burmese pythons. Nice. They're pretty relaxed snakes. Have you ever been bitten? No, I've never been bitten by a venomous snake. Hundreds and hundreds of non-venomous snakes have bitten me, though. Can Ember play the piano? Not well. Not well. My birthday's Saturday. Can we have Lucy out for a bit? Jackie. Now you want to take Lucy out now? Maybe next week because we didn't do it for the 1 year anniversary of streaming. So maybe next week. Thank you, Peach, for the rose. Mr. Lies haven't been on in a long time. Excited to see new babies. Well, happy to have you back, of course. Happy to have you back. Have you ever heard of sharp-snouted rock lizards? I just found out about them today. And they're in the Lacertidae family and look like bending monitors. Nice. I'm familiar with the Lacertids and stuff, but I haven't heard that common name specifically. If Steve has an attitude tonight, I'll gift a membership. Okay, I can agree to these terms. Ember is so adorable. Yes, she's very adorable. Are you done? Are you done? Or are you gonna eat some more? You got a little bit left there. I guess she's just licking. You got your entire fist. Your entire fist is literally okay. Unbelievable. Can bearded dragons eat raw eggs also? Honestly, I have no idea. Probably wouldn't do that with a bearded dragon. Probably wouldn't do it with a bearded dragon, but I'm not 100% sure. I haven't kept a bearded dragon since I was like 7 or 8 years old. Can't wait to see you move her to her condo. Absolutely. How long will Ember live? I think around they can live a decently long time. I want to say like 10 to 15 years, maybe even a little longer. Wait till I win the lotto. It's going to be all Lucy all the time based. Skeeter, you can sponsor the reptile zoo. It'd be awesome. She's first and chest deep in that egg. Yes, she's very fist and chest deep right now. She's very deep currently. It's a little bit disgruntling, to be honest. Do you prefer snakes, lizards, or geckos? Snakes. I'm more of a snake guy, but I love my lizards that I have. You need to show the process of cleaning her on stream? Yeah, I can do that. It's pretty simple. I'm just gonna wipe her down with some paper towels. I'm just gonna wipe her down with some paper towels. Your face. Are you done? Are you done? I think you're done. I think you're done, silly. It looks like you're done to me. It looks like you're done to me. We're gonna clean you up now. We're gonna clean you up. Don't start eating again. Don't you start eating again. No, no. Come here. Oh. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. No, no, you're not gonna get mad at me. Okay, you're getting mad at me. I understand. Can there you go. All right. Good. Unbelievable. Oh. What are you doing? What are you doing, silly? What enclosure size do you recommend for a Gila? For an adult, a 4-foot enclosure would be good. You might be able to get away with a 3-foot, but a 4-foot would be good for a Gila, I would say. You made her mad? Yes, I made her mad. I'm aware. She does that sometimes. I need to wipe you. I need to wipe you. You're gonna have to fucking deal with it. Respectfully, you're gonna have to deal with it. All right, let me make it so y'all can see her. All right, we're gonna have to wipe her down. She got some egg on her. Hello. Are you gonna let me wipe you? Stop backing up. What are you doing? Let me wipe you down. Just wiping her chin down. Can you? Don't do it. No. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Look at her. What's this guy doing? What's she doing? Thank you, Catitude, for the dinos. Look at this girl. What's she doing right now, huh? Hey! Why are you huffing at me? We gotta wipe you down. We gotta wipe you down. We don't want you getting substrate stuck all over you, so. No. Did I say you could try to inflict venom upon me? I don't want that debuff. All right. Hey, no. 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 Listen, I know it's making you mad. You know the drill. If you get egg, you have to get wiped down. You know the drill. We do this every time. Don't act like this is something new. It's not. It's not. Let me get the tops of your hands since you completely sunk your entire fist into the egg. No. No. All right. Come here. All right, everybody say bye to Ember. We're going to go ahead and put her away, and we're going to get Steve the Cobra out here. So I'm going to put her back into her log that she was hiding in for easy transport. All right, everybody say goodbye to Ember here. We're putting her back in her enclosure. Okay. Bye, Ember. Bye, silly. All right, there we go. Good. Nice and easy, just the way we like it, everyone. Just the way we like it. Oh, okay. Good. Very good. All right, so we're going to get out Steve, our cobra now. That's right. Steve, the literal cobra, is coming out to play now. What are those shoes? They're my shoes. What's the problem? What's the problem? All right, I hope you guys are all ready for Steve. As it is time. It is officially time to get him out. Time for Steven. All right, so let me make sure the cameras are lined up in a good way here. Just so y'all can see him good. Will Steve eat egg too? No, he eats rodents. He's a rodent fan. Big fan of eating dead animals rather than eggs. All right, so Steve the Cobra is going to be coming out to play here, guys. He's going to be coming out to say, hey, what's going on? All right. And remember, if you're new here, please consider hitting that follow button or that subscribe button. It really helps me out. It really helps me out when you guys show your support by doing that. Just means you're going to see more reptile-related content in the future, of course. Which, if you're watching this stream, you probably want to see anyway. So may as well make it official. We're getting super close to 700,000 followers on YouTube. Which means our YouTube's getting close to overtaking our TikTok, which is pretty nice. All right, we're gonna give you one little butt touch, okay? One little butt touch. There you go. There you go, Steven. All right, thank you, H-Dubs, for the dolphins. I appreciate it. All right, so this is Steve, our spectacled cobra. He's a very handsome man. He's a very, very handsome man, and that's a fact. I've always been a big fan of spectacled cobras. They just have that classic cobra look to them. They're that classic cobra. And Heather's already trying to, okay, I see you, H-Dubs. I see you stabbing my boy. That's rude and uncalled for. The guy from Minecraft, yes, literally. Does it still smell like crap from yesterday? No, it does not. Thank you, Georgia, for kissing Steve on the face. He appreciates it. He appreciates the kiss, and that's a fact. Gone for a while, came back to find Steve. Good, thank you. Thank you, Karen, for the heart kiss. He's getting taller than I thought he was. Steve, you made her miss the kiss. What the heck? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Thank you, Wicked, for the gum, and thank you, Hell's Oath, for the finger hearts, and Karen for the puffs. And what did I just miss? What was that? Thank you, Doing Work, for the 5 gifted channel memberships. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Doing Work, for the 5 gifted memberships. That is greatly appreciated. Big round of applause for that. Big round of applause for the 5 gifted members. Congratulations to all the lucky winners. Thank you, H-Dubs, for the hat, and Melody for the kiss as well. Steve, they love you. You're literally their favorites, Steve, and that's a fact. That's a fact, but thank you, Doing Work. Steve definitely saw something he wasn't supposed to on an Ohio-class submarine, definitely. Definitely what happened. Thank you, Hell's Oath, for the hat and stash as well. My God, when Steve comes out, it's hard to stay between both the phones. Holy, I bought a new new mount to hold both phones at the same time, and it simply is complete and utter dog water, so it didn't work well. Thank you, H-Dubs, for the superstar. I appreciate that. Steve and his handsome panda bear hood. I know, he's such a handsome boy. He's such a handsome spectacled cobra, and that's a fact. Thank you, Jenny, for the cheers. Do you see they split the king cobra into different species? Yes, I did see that they are 4 different species now. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Easy Breezy, for the meerkat. Chandler got bit by the same species. Yes, this is the same species that bit Chandler. The one that bit him wasn't as pretty as Steve, though. The one that bit him was from India, and Steve is from Sri Lanka. The Sri Lankan ones are prettier, in my opinion. Isn't that right, Steve? Isn't that right, Steve? And thank you, Wicked Granny, for the crown. Steve appreciates you. He does. Oh, he does. How is it focused on? There we go. That's Steve. Much better. Why does Steve hood so much? It's just who he is as a person. It's his personality, okay? It's who he is. It's his base defense mechanism. What happened to Chandler? Is he okay now? Yeah, that was a while ago. He lost the he lost a knuckle basically. Let's see here. Steve's the prettiest boy. Yes. Do you know of a good website to get frozen rats? The ones I've been getting are popping when our balls strict them. Cold Blooded Cafe is pretty good. Rodent Pro is all right too. Those are the two that I've used. And Perfect Prey is the other one I've used. I've used all three of those before. So he's the brother of the black basket snakes or more of a cousin. The black basket snake? I don't know if that's like a local term for like a black species of cobra because they put cobras in baskets or not. So I'm not sure how to answer that question. Thank you, Gavin, for the $2. Animals are you afraid of your collection or wild? I don't own anything that I'm afraid of. That's one of my things is not to own any animals that I'm not comfortable working with. So I don't have any animals that I'm afraid of. Thank you, Lisa, for the diamond microphone. Very cool. Thank you so much. But in the wild, I mean, I'd be pretty fucking scared if a big grizzly bear or polar bear came towards me, probably. There aren't really any reptiles that I'm afraid of. I would be probably a little scared if I was caught in the water with a big Nile crocodile or saltwater croc or something. But outside of that, there aren't any lizards or snakes that scare me. The only things that scare me would be a larger animal that can overpower or kill me in a unfortunate situation. Thank you, Carrie, for the heart kiss. I appreciate that. Do you have a hognose viper? I don't have any hognose vipers, no. I do not currently. What food do you give your Gila? I give mine quail, eggs, and chicks. Is that good? Yeah, that's good. I would mix some rodents in there too if I were you. That's what I do. I feed rodents plus eggs. That's their base diet for me. Thank you, Karen, for the heart kiss, and Carrie for the dinos. See, he was so pretty and iridescent. Yeah, he just finished shedding, so he's looking really good. He's looking really good. And thank you, Carrie, for another heart kiss. Hognose viper, yes, it's a type of snake from Central America. The hognose viper, usually the rainforest hognose viper is a longer name. There are a few different species though. They're found in like Costa Rica, other parts of Central America. Not super common to be kept, but there are some people. I had a chance to get some a while ago. I didn't decide to do it though. I probably should have. Thank you, Carrie, for another heart kiss. Love from the Philippines. We have tons of pit vipers. Yes, you do. The Philippines has some beautiful snakes for sure. Absolutely beautiful snakes. Give Steve a pet? No, I think I'm good. Does he let you pet him? Not too much. He does try to kill me quite frequently, unfortunately. What's the cobra species known to try crawling right back up the snake hook? There are a few that do that. There are a few of them that do that. So I don't know which one specifically you're talking about. Thank you, Hannah, for the hat and stash as well. Why is hognose a viper? We have them here, but they play dead. Two different snakes. The hognose viper is very different than the hognose snake. It's just a different common name. It's just a different species that has a similar name. That's it. Thank you, Alyssa, for the cap. Does Steve get stressed out on live? I would say he's slightly stressed out. He's not freaking out or anything. It's not going to negatively affect his health. But anytime a snake is interacted with and shows any kind of defensive mechanism, that is a sign that they're under, some level of stress, obviously. But he's not freaking out or anything. He's just calmly sitting with his hood up. He's in a slightly defensive posture. He's basically just saying, "Stay away from me," and we're all good. Thank you, Alyssa, for the crown. I appreciate it. There's a pink hognose viper. You need to get one. We'll see. We'll see about it. Maybe. Just kidding, don't pet him. I'm not trying to make a redo of the Taipan incident. Yeah, you and me both. You and me both. Thank you, Mallory, for the hearts. Does Steve play Minecraft? It would be cheating if Steve played Minecraft. He was in on the design of the game, so I don't think that would be fair. Have you bred any snakes? Not successfully. I got some bad eggs from my horned vipers a while ago, but I haven't tried since then. I'm trying this year though, so hopefully we'll get lucky. Thank you, Lisa, for the crown. I say he's being a good boy, but last time I said that he freaked out. Valid. Is it possible for a beginner to get a cobra? No, if you're a beginner, please do not even consider getting a cobra. These are highly dangerous and venomous snakes. Not something to be messed with if you don't know what you're doing. Thank you, KTM Girl, for the hat and stash as well. Can you tell him how much we all love him? He knows. He knows he's famous. He knows he's loved, and that's a fact. He's well aware as to who he is and how many people adore him. Can I pet that dog? Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Carrie, for the dinos. What kind of cobra is he? He's a spectacled cobra, a Sri Lankan spectacled cobra. Any tips would be pretty lit? Hold on what? I'm trying to breed some non-venomous and worms. I mean, each species is going to be a little bit different to breed. So I haven't messed with breeding too much, so I don't think I could give you any super beneficial advice on the subject, to be honest with you. Stephanie, thank you for the $1.50. Would a cobra don a bow tie above or below the hood? Oh God, that's a good question. Probably in the middle of I would say in the middle of the hood, mid-hood. How are the cats? They're being quiet today. They were being loud earlier. They're going through some medical issues right now. They have like something called Giardia that our newer cat brought from the shelter. So right now, Rigby's in quarantine because he got it from him. But the other two seem to be getting better and stuff. So yeah, that's why you don't hear him out there too much. It's because Rigby's the one that's usually super loud, and he is in quarantine right now. We've been keeping him in our master bedroom hallway area and room. So you sell the venom? No, I don't even know. I don't even know the legalities of doing that, to be honest with you. I haven't even looked at that kind of thing. Poor kitty. Yeah, at least he's eating, and we're finally getting him to take his medication and stuff. So hopefully he'll clear up and stuff. But he's definitely not been feeling super good. I know nothing about snakes, but I always wanted a cobra. They're cool, but definitely not good pets at all. Definitely not a good pet. By the way, guys, if you're new here, please hit that follow button and hit that sub button. It really means a lot. It means you're going to see more of our awesome animals. Also, we're going to a sub live in 5 minutes. We're going to do a sub-only feeding stream where we feed our king cobra and a bunch of other snakes. That is a sub-only event on TikTok, so hit that star button to watch it. And if you're over on YouTube, that is a membership-only event, so hit that join button if you want to watch the feeding stream. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're feeding some really cool snakes today, including our red-headed Creighton king cobras. Should be a lot of fun. Pleasure meeting you at Repticon. You too. Always good to meet people. Always good to meet you, official Ireland. Do you know that the king cobra is not a true cobra? I do know that. Yes, I am aware. Have the iguanas? I do not have any iguanas. Actually, I do. Sorry. I do have iguanas. I have my Mexican spiny tail iguana, King, or Juan. Sorry, geez. My words getting all jumbled up. I don't have a join button. If you don't have a join button, there is a link to join the channel in my most recent video description. So if you click my most recent long format video, the Mengshen Viper video, and you go in the description, there is a join link in that description. I know it's a problem for people on some people on iPhones have some trouble finding it, but there should be a join link in that description. Or you can go to, if you go on your browser, you should be able to join. The join button doesn't show up for iPhones in the app for some reason. Have you ever poked yourself with a shed fang on accident? No, I have never accidentally poked myself. I have not accidentally poked myself. My question is, why is your snake hooded? Is it feeding time? Is it testing scared? He's just mildly defensive. Some cobras will just do it in most situations where they're not especially comfortable and things like that. Thank you, Hannah, for the dolphins. Ever seen equatorial spinning cobras? Yes, I've seen plenty of them. If you could have a Komodo dragon, would you? Not right now. I don't have the space right now. I would like to get one in the future, though. What makes a cobra a cobra? It's just genetics, just genetic similarities. That's all it when it comes to taxonomy, classifying animals. It's just how closely related are they from a genetic standpoint. That's it. It's that simple. It's just that simple. And guys, we're 3 minutes out now, 3 minutes out from a sub-only and membership-only stream. If you got bit, what would you do exactly step by step, especially if you were alone? If I got bit by Steve right now, I would immediately call one of the leading toxicologists in the country who I have the contact info of, and I would go to the hospital and he would take it from there. He wants everyone to see how pretty he is. He does. He knows he's special. He knows he's special. What's the biggest actual cobra, excluding king cobras? Probably maybe the banded forest cobra. One of the forest cobras. They can get like 10, 11 feet long, some of the forest cobras. Is a tree cobra different from a forest cobra? Yes. A true tree cobra they're kind of crazy. They're kind of crazy. I love you, bro. Love the content, work, and info. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate the kind words. Glad that I could provide content for you. Which one of your snakes are the friendliest? My Cribos are pretty friendly out of their enclosure, but they're not venomous. Have you ever had a friendly cobra? No. No, all my cobras that I've worked with have been willing to kill me. Let's say that. Do hospitals contact you to milk your snake? They do not. How do you get a membership? You hit the join button. There should be a join button on your screen that you elicit for the confetti. If there's not a join button on your screen, then you have to go through the browser. If you're an Apple, you can go through the browser. So look my channel up on Google Chrome or Safari and you should be able to join. Or if you look at my most recent long format video, there should be a join link in that description that will directly let you join. Guys, it is officially the 60-second warning, everyone. 60-second warning. In 60 seconds, we are going to that feeding live stream where we feed all of our venomous snakes, guys. We are feeding our venomous snakes in 60 seconds. That is going to be a sub-only stream on TikTok and a membership-only stream on YouTube. So get your last-minute subs and last-minute memberships in if you want to watch that stream. How many species of tree cobras are there? I know the goldies, but that's it. There are at least two. There's the gold tree cobra and the black tree cobra. So there are at least two that I'm aware of, but there's very little information about them anywhere, unfortunately. Who would win between king cobra and a king brown? I said king cobra. Yeah, it would likely be the king cobra. Would likely be the king cobra. All right, guys. It is time for the feeding stream. Do I stay here to view the feeding? Yes, but you do have to hit the star button to subscribe over on TikTok. I am officially going to switch this over to a sub-only stream and a membership-only stream. So thank you everybody so much for watching. I appreciate it. But we are officially in a sub-only stream on TikTok. So if you're not a sub, you're not going to be able to watch after 60 seconds. Your screen will go dark. So make sure you sub if you want to keep watching. And thank you everyone over on YouTube. We're going to end this stream right now, but we are going to start a new stream in 60 seconds where we start this feeding. So I will see my members in 60 seconds. Thank you all for watching. What hooks do you use? I tried contacting Midwest, but they are doo-doo staying at responding. I prefer Venom Life hooks and Stony hooks. All right, ending the stream on YouTube.